All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name's Hannah Perky. I'm here with Bob Warner, and we are doing our monthly market update to give you an update on what's happening in the real estate market here in central Indiana. We keep this short and sweet, but give you the facts that you need. So we will just start with Bob, can you let us know what happened in the local housing market for the month of March?
Yeah, let's just hop right into it. So we start off with that median sales price. So March ended at 299.9. That was up just a fraction from last year, which March was 290. So 3.4%. So I guess a little bit more. So next up is just we take a look at that days on market. So that cumulative or median days on market for March was 21. The total number of days doesn't seem like much because we ended at 17 last March, but from a percentage perspective, that was 23% up. So, but down a little bit from where we've been the last couple months. Same here, that month supply of inventory, again, a balanced market being about a 4 to 5 month supply of inventory. We had shot up and gone even above 2.5 months supply the last first couple of months of this year, rather, and we dipped back down under 2 months supply, but that is still up a little bit where we were last year. And then the last one in this first batch, we always kind of like to take a look at the percent of list price received. So we basically ended the month flat. Both last March and this March was at 98.2%.
That's crazy. And I like what you said, just making sure people hear that the year started with a much higher level of inventory. And I think that's what we saw across the board, even with production and whatnot of January, February, and whatnot was just lagging a little bit more. And then March, the spring market really hit, and we're feeling that more now. What additional items have you been following with the shifting market that we're in?
Yeah, so we just kind of started tracking a few more things as well. Active inventory is one of those. So we ended the month at just a little bit under 4,500 total units. That was actually up almost 1,000 units from last year, or 18%. So seeing more inventory come on the market. Closed sales were down a little bit, just about a 60 home difference, but that was down 2% year over year. The number of new listings, again, was up a couple hundred from where we were last year at 3,500, so 5.5% year over year. And then kind of the last one we like to take a look at is the percent of transactions that are still closing above list price. I think this one's important. Again, keep in mind this is for our whole market. So we had 17.2% of the transactions last month close above list price. And if we really hyper localize that, I've seen that still be in the 20s and 30s in certain counties and certain towns in our area, but obviously considerably different from 2020 to 2022 when about half of the transactions were closing above list price, but still a good one to take a look at.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know the other thing our team's been talking about is like at what price point is it going over list price? So we can dig into those more specifically if you want to reach out to one of us, but it is kind of very different in different markets, different levels of the market. All right, interest rates. That's always the one that we get asked the most about. So what are you seeing with interest rates right now?
Yeah, so a lot of volatility right now for sure, some ups and downs with kind of everything that's happening in the US and then around the globe. But we basically ended this month in terms of, again, this is just kind of a weekly average that gets done once a week. So this is actually pulled from date wise last Thursday. Today's data hasn't been released yet. And we're basically flat from where we were last month. So last month when we presented, we were at 6.65%. Today we're at 6.64%. So we're still staying right in that range of like the 6.5 to 6.75. I maybe saw 1 or 2 weeks in there dip down a little bit closer to 6.25. We'll kind of see where we are at this time next month. But in general, it seems that we're going to be, for the foreseeable short-term future at least, staying in that 6.5. Maybe it goes
Yeah.
down to 6.25. Maybe it goes up to 6.75. But we haven't seen it crest 7 in a while, which I think is good because we even pushed 8. Not in the fall of 24, but the fall of
Mhm.
23. So we've
Yeah.
definitely seen rates come down from that time frame.
Well, and I think that's really important to emphasize on for the general public who's maybe not in the numbers as frequently as you, Bob. But I mean, I still am hearing when we're doing calls out to people who are thinking about buying, like, hey, we're waiting, we're waiting, we're waiting. And yet your 52-week average is kind of right in alignment within not even a whole percent. So
Right.
just for you guys to hear that like interest rates are it feels like it maybe on a day-to-day basis as we watch the news, et cetera. And yet the data says it's still within this frame here of where it's staying. So that's great.
Absolutely.
All right. Any final thoughts about state of the market right now?
Yeah, just always try to end with something. Obviously, as buying season heats up a little bit for those people that may have already gotten pre-approved or may start the pre-approval process soon. Any good lender is going to go over this with you, but it's always a good reminder: things to avoid. Don't change bank accounts. Don't apply for new credit cards or close credit cards. Don't deposit large sums of cash. Don't co-sign loans with anyone else, and of course avoid those big item purchases. So new cars, you're encouraged maybe to get that 0% financing to buy new furniture for the house or new appliances. Just keep in mind all of those things could potentially interrupt your ability to buy the home, especially once you've been pre-approved and everything's been looked at. So just good reminders as that buying season heats up.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope that's helpful as you evaluate your real estate needs. If you're looking to buy, sell, invest, or start a career in real estate and join our team, we'd definitely love for you to reach out. We'll put our contact info below, and we hope you have a great rest of the day. Thanks so much.